Today is Wednesday, February the 5th, 2020. I am Julie Hankinson, and this is The View Out My Window. Today, I'd like to think or contemplate the adage, change your environment, change your life. Many times this is applied to when you're trying to lose weight and they say, well, clean out all the junk food out of your cabinets and out of your fridge. And if the junk food's not there, you're not going to be tempted. Well, that's easier said than done. It's also said when people are going through counseling and they're in a bad situation, they say, get them out of that home situation and put them in a new environment. And then it will change their life. Well, sometimes that works, but then if they go back to that same environment, then they're surrounded by the same people and the same thought processes and the same environmental situations that created the problem in the first place. So it truly doesn't change their life. It's just a temporary fix. So the reason I'm thinking about this is because when I lived in Texas, I, of course, as I told you, drove my sweet little Lexus, and I would zip along at 75 or 85 miles an hour on the tollway, and I really would not be happy if somebody was just poking along at below the speed limit in front of me. Now, I've been living in Japan for the past 5 years, and it has seriously changed the way I drive, since most people here, because of the road situation and the traffic lights, and how many people there are, it keeps your driving speed down to about 20 or 30 miles an hour. And people just sit in traffic jams. They do not beep their horns. They just patiently wait for the person in front of them to wake up. So it is an entirely different experience driving over here than it is in the United States, which, of course, then translated, as I said, into different financial savings, since I was not driving my Lexus, but I was driving now my big gray barge, the 2003 Toyota Wish, which I now spend $30 a month filling up the gas tank, as opposed to whenever I was spending $30 twice a week to fill up my gas tank when I lived in Texas. So changing your environment, not just from a house to a different city, to a different country, and the different ways that people think about doing things and perceive situations, it can seriously impact your life. Since moving to Japan, I maybe drink Coca-Cola once a month, as opposed to when I was going to school, I was going through 2 liters on a daily basis just to survive. It's just, again, the difference between going to school, to working, or going to a different country situation. And again, I eat fish because it's nice and fresh over here. Usually it was caught in that morning. Whereas in the United States, when I was living there, I really didn't want to eat fish because it was always frozen and it was just not that appealing. So I ate a lot of beef. Again, my perception of change your environment, and change your life. And I just want to leave you with that thought. How would your life change if you chose to move somewhere different, to a different city or a different country? Would you want it to change? What aspects would you embrace? Or are you very comfortable where you are and you don't see any reason to rock the boat? I mean, you're currently comfortable with your financial situation. You have everything you've ever dreamed of. I think sometimes this is why people go to California or Los Angeles or Tennessee, because they want to be country music stars or rock stars or movie stars. And it's all about embracing the dream. If you have a dream, where would you be willing to move, to change your environment, to become a new person, to embrace new habits? I think this is one of the movements that best embraces it at this time. Is you see all these little videos on embrace these 10 habits of millionaires, or these are the top 3 habits of billionaires. If you make your bed every day, if you clean out the clutter and you get organized, you'll become a millionaire. It's basically about changing your environment and changing your mindset. And I think this is the basis for that. At least that's my perception. And I hope that this gives you something to think about today. And maybe at the end of the day, as you're drifting off to sleep, you'll think, well, what would I change? What would I embrace to make a substantial change in my life? What would I change in my environment to become a different or a better person? Or do I really not have anything that I want to change? Or do you have something you just want to tweak? Or maybe you can't do it right now, but you could write out a list of things that you would like to see change within the next year. It's just thoughts to think about at the end of the day. And I'll leave you with that. And again, ask that you please like and subscribe. And this way you'll stay posted as more videos become available, which I hope is always going to be on a daily basis, because that's my goal, is to have a new upload for the view through my window, the view out my window, essentially, on a daily basis for this year. So y'all take care and stay safe, and think about this before going to sleep tonight. Good night.